afternoon. I'm making a video today because what I want to talk about are 20 tips that you can use to get off of opiates or Suboxone, or if you're on heroin, or you could probably use this for a lot of addictions. But today I'm generally speaking about Suboxone. This is what I'm using currently, and my past painkillers. So 20 tips, here we go. Number one is to delete contacts. You need to delete this. I know is one of the hardest things to do, is to be looking at your drug dealer's number or whoever it is, their number, and hit delete. And that is a scary, scary, hard thing to do. I understand, but I'm telling you right now that this is one of the most beneficial things you can do to help start your recovery. Delete the number. You're going to have a lot of anxiety up till the point that you do it, and then once you do it, you're going to feel amazing and empowered. And yeah, just that's something I can't recommend enough, is delete any contacts that can lead you to be able to get drugs. Number two is to remove toxic / drama filled people. If you're constantly surrounded by people that are making you want to take a substance to numb out of the situation, then you're screwed. And trust me, I know, because I've been in this situation for many, many, many years. If you constantly let negative people, toxic people, drama people around you, then they're going to bring you down too. It's just like they say, you're just like the sum of your 5 closest friends, or whatever, however that saying goes. So toxic people, drama people, they got to go. I'm telling you guys, they got to go. Your life will be so much better. Number 3 is get rid of storage. And what I mean by that is, if you have a stash of drugs or whatever it is you're addicted to, you got to get rid of it. You can't, we don't have the mind power to not take the stuff. I'm amazed that I've gone as long as I have, stretching my medication out. It's something that has to go, and I've struggled time and time again sticking to the program of tapering when you have a whole bunch of stuff that you can take at any moment. And we all know that voice in our head is a strong mother effer, so it's gonna win more than likely. As soon as that thought kicks in your head, hey, just take a little bit more, take some extra, it's gonna win. And now, because you have the whatever it is available, the Suboxone in my case available, you're gonna take more, and you're gonna start making your tolerance go up, and you're screwing yourself up. So number 4 is to be selfish. You have to be selfish, guys. This is the most important thing in my life, so is getting sober. So I've made a lot of sacrifices in my life, and pretty much gave up my entire life to purely focus on beating this Suboxone addiction. If it was easy, everybody would do it, but it's not easy. And that doesn't mean that it's got to be some huge, long, 10-year process, but for most people it ends up being just that, if we're honest. So if you can learn through, if you can learn tips and tricks here and there, even any little thing from this video, if one of these tips help you, then drop me a line and say, hey, I appreciate tip number 10. It really made me do better today. I don't know, something like that. It'd be cool to hear from you guys more. I know I'm just starting out here, but I'd love to get some interaction going in the comments section, so I can try to help some people out and they can help me as well. So you got to be selfish, guys. You are your number one priority. If you can't help yourself, you can't help anybody else. So for me right now, basically putting my entire life on hold. I'm going to fix this deep inner part of me, and then I can be a much better version of myself, and be a much more joyful person to be around. So number 5 is your diet. I'm willing to bet that if you're watching this video, you're an addict of some sort, and I'm sure one of those things are crappy foods in your diet, whether it's fast food, whether it's candy bars. You really got to work on your diet, guys. If you want this process to be as easy as possible, you're going to need to be eating vegetables every day. You're going to need to be eating protein every day from a good protein source, such as meats. Or I'm not a vegan, so if you are, then my girlfriend's a vegan. Hey, she's very fit and healthy. There's always a way, but you need to find that way, and you need to find what works for you. So your diet, also another thing is you need to watch like your portions that you're eating, because if you go eat a half of a pizza, you're going to be feeling like shit, because your body's kind of going into shock trying to digest all this stuff that you just threw in there. And if you're putting a bunch of grease and candy and junk in there, you're going to feel like crap. To be honest with you, when I've done that in the past, it almost kind of felt like a slight withdrawal symptom. And I'm willing to bet that you could probably mistake withdrawal symptoms as to being just feeling how crappy you feel after eating such a horrible meal, a large horrible meal at that. Your body has such a hard time processing that and digesting that. So why do you want to make it any harder on your body than it's already going to be? So if you can do light meals every 3-4 hours, that would be amazing. And if you want to live a long, healthy life, you're going to have to fix your diet anyway. Let's be real here. There's so many overweight, freaking huge people. Just the other day, I seen a little 4-year-old girl. She was so fat. And I'm like, come on, man. You are setting that kid up for failure. Come on, guys. Number 6 is to change your career. For me, one thing that kept me in active addiction so long is that I didn't like my career. That I know that there's a lot of you out there probably that are watching this can relate to addiction and having a crappy job that you go to that doesn't fulfill you. There are so many things and so many different ways to earn a living in this world. Why not find one that works for you, that you enjoy and you love going to work every day? And chances are, if you're doing it for yourself, you're going to make a lot more money anyway. So come on, guys, think. Use your brain. Get out of that crappy career. If you're working some 9-to-5 or some corporation you don't even care about, get out of there as soon as possible, guys. Come on. Number 7 is the gym. This one has been amazing for me. I have started weightlifting 16 years ago, and I haven't stopped lifting since. This is the best addiction that I've ever had in my entire life. Okay, is the gym. I haven't stopped lifting weights in 16 years. The longest it was 1 month, and that's when I shattered my collarbone. I was still in the gym lifting weights with a broken collarbone because I love it so much, and it's such a healthy way to just relieve stress, build confidence, build strength. There's so many amazing things that come from lifting weights and being physically fit. So I hope that you can join the gym life, and it's probably one of the best things that's ever happened to me, is going to the gym and working on my fitness, and I will never ever stop doing that till the day I die. Knock on wood. Number 8 is a positive mindset. I know for a fact that this can have such a huge impact on your recovery. If you're sitting around sulking every day and complaining about how crappy you feel and just focusing on every little negative side effect that you're getting from your withdrawal or from whatever, that's really going to drag your emotions down. And everybody around you, nobody's going to want to be around that crap, man. It's when you're around negative people, you rub off on them, and then they're going to spread it to their loved ones. So let's all try to be a little bit better, just more positive. Positivity is amazing. And if you think about the people that are most positive in your life, naturally, without even knowing it, you feel good when you're around them. So you want to hang around them. So that is a huge one, guys. Keep the positive mindset, and this process is going to be 10 times easier. I guarantee it. Number 9 is new hobbies. So we're going to have so much extra time once we're done with this addiction. Because if you're anything like me, you've spent hours and hours on YouTube researching withdrawal. What's withdrawal going to be like? You've spent so much time thinking about, when am I going to take my next dose? Or how are you going to get your next dose? How are you going to pay for it? What do you got to do to pay for it? Like, you are going to have so much energy and so much time on your hands after this addiction is over, that you're going to need to put that energy somewhere, okay? So you want to have some ideas and be thinking about this before you get off, as you're getting off, as soon as you're getting off, to know where you want to redirect that energy. For me, I believe it's going to be starting a new business again. Number 10 is meditation. Okay, this one I know gets a lot of people like, what? A lot of people don't understand meditation, and I'm still in the beginning stages of it myself. Okay, a lot of people would maybe try it for 1 or 2 times, and they sit there for 20 minutes and they're so confused, they don't know what the hell's going on. They think it's going to be like some sparks and magic flying from the heavens above the first time you do meditation. Well, that's not the way it works, guys. What you need to do is, you can learn a lot of stuff just on YouTube, okay? What I would suggest is start with guided meditations. There's stuff called spirit guides, and use those as like your basic starter meditation videos. And then that's what I did anyway. I'm not saying you have to do this, but what I did was that, and then you have to believe, you can't be a skeptic about it and be like, oh, this doesn't do anything. Of course it's not going to change your life around one day. This is something that creates a deeper peace within you. I literally got rid of my anxiety. I used to have so much anxiety, and when I started doing meditation, my anxiety was gone. I swear to God, guys, no medication, nothing. It literally cured my anxiety. And that's from doing 20, 30 minutes a day. Okay, now I'm not gonna lie, I'm not on that practice right now, but I will be returning to it very shortly. And it is going to help me hugely in my detox from Suboxone. So after you do you get used to, save some favorites too. When you have a good meditation session, save that specific whatever it was to your favorites, and then you can go back to it. I still go back to a few of my favorite old ones. And then after you get used to that, you can check out binaural beats. It's a bunch of sound frequencies, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. Eventually I'd like to get to what's called TM, Transcendent Meditation, I believe, and that's a whole nother level of meditation. If you guys have any meditation things you recommend for me when I'm at this stage, tell me what I should check out. I'm definitely open to checking out new meditation tips. I want to get into yoga. I know that's like a kind of a physical meditation type thing. But one thing you really got to be okay with in meditation is it's just a quick basic thing, is your mind is going to keep running off, and that's totally normal. That's supposed to happen. But what's worked for me is you just pretend that those thoughts coming in are just a cloud, okay? And you recognize it, and you catch yourself thinking about other things or stressors, or, oh, I should be doing this instead of this right now. I should be working. Okay, just realize that thought as it comes in, and then be like, oh, cool, this is just a thought, and just let it go. And you can just... for me, sometimes I'll gently guide myself back to peacefulness, and back to the meditation. Instead, don't get mad at yourself and frustrated. Oh, my thoughts keep going away. That's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to probably the best meditators. But just be patient with it. Keep trying, guys. I promise this one is worth it. I'm putting my foot down on this one. So number 11 is to move. Boom, boom, boom. That's what I did. I moved states. I had to get out of that area. I tried for years to get sober, and I always told myself, if for some reason I can't get sober here in this state, then I'm going to relocate. And it just so happened that I had a friend that lived in the neighboring state, and we went and visited, and I loved the area. And then I would actually go back and visit once or twice a year. And every time I was there, I felt more at home there than I did in my own home. And I have no idea why this is, but it was just that specific place, because I went to other states and I never felt that way. I always wanted to come, I don't love vacations. So when I leave, I usually want to get back pretty soon. But in this specific state, it just was amazing. And the state is Idaho. Woohoo! Idaho! Who would have thought, right? Idaho is an amazing state. And the people here are so amazing. And I really just love this journey. So, yeah, if you can do it, guys, and I would think maybe do this as sort of maybe a last resort type thing. And only if you're able to do it financially and mentally, if you can be away from your entire life in your previous state, if you're gonna freak out, then it's not a good idea for you. But I would suggest to go check that place out. Maybe stay for a week, at least a few days. Stay there for a few days. Go around, check out the area. If it's something that vibes with you, it feels good, then keep that in mind and maybe come back and check it again. If you're maybe say, if I'm unable to quit this addiction in X amount of months or years, I won't say years, don't wait that long, in 6 months, then I'm just going to move. And like I said, that's what I did after several years of trying to get clean in the area that I was in. I couldn't do it. Everybody around me was an addict of some sort, everybody of some sort of chemical addiction. Okay, I know we all have addictions to thinking or Facebook, and that's okay. But what I'm talking about is chemical addictions, and mostly alcoholism or drug addiction like painkillers. Okay, so move. I remember I talked to my pastor about this, and I suggested this, and he suggested against it. He said, wherever you go, there you are. Well, I have to disagree, and maybe that would have been the case for some people, but not for me, because I'm not the same person here. I don't have access to any drugs here, so I have to disagree with his theory on that. And sure, it might not be for everybody, and I'm sure I could go out and meet a bunch of people in the bad areas of town and start taking illegal drugs again. But I'm not going to be that stupid. I'm not doing that. I'm here for a reason, and that main reason is to get sober. Number 12 is to pray. If it's God for you, your higher power that you believe in, then pray to God. Ask Him for help. As soon as cravings arise, then go pray about it. Ask Him for help. Whatever you believe in, pray to that higher power. Ask for help in your cravings and your withdrawal. I have a hard time believing that us humans are just here with there's definitely has to be something else deeper than we're just some humans that were born. I mean, there's obviously something else going on somewhere else, like this human form that we've taken. Like I said, there's no way I can believe that there's not something else greater than us as we are right now. There's something that created us for sure. We're not just these blobs of skin that just got created out of thin air, guys. So if it ends up being like we have some kind of computer in our head, then that's what it is. And maybe this is all just a big test. Who the heck knows? But for me, I like to believe in God. And I am open to several different ideas of God. So I pray, okay? And it helps me. And it will help you if that's what you believe in. Number 13 is to forgive yourself. I self-guilted myself for so many years. I guarantee I took years off my life with just stressing myself out about I felt so guilty through my whole addiction. You just know that you're not supposed to be putting this stuff in your body, and you do it anyway because that's what you're addicted to. And you know what? I've self-guilted myself more than anybody else would need to get me in type of any trouble or anything. I've been in my own mental prison for many years, and I'm ready to break out, baby. Let's do it. So forgive yourself if you're constantly holding on to negativity and you're dragging your past with you into your future. It's going to be hard to heal this wound, guys. So we are totally rewiring our brain here, getting off of this medication. So every little bit helps. So forgive yourself. You're a human. Everybody makes mistakes. If you harm some people in your process, then go make peace with them. Do whatever you can. Luckily for me, I never got to that level, as far as I'm aware. Number 14 is positive mentors like me. Yeah! Shaboom! You need to find as many positive mentors as you can, guys. This is huge. I'm going to say that again, is how big this is. If you have positive mentors, oh my gosh, this process will be so much easier. Okay, and you can find that in the system of, if you're like me, I literally have no friends right now, guys. Since I moved, I went from a life and I had so many friends and acquaintances and family, and I literally have nothing. I have my girlfriend and my 2 dogs, and that is it. I'm not exaggerating one bit. I do not have one friend, female or male, in this area. And that's okay with me, because right now, like I said before, I'm being selfish and I'm totally worrying about myself. I'm missing so much stuff at home right now, and and that sucks. Don't get me wrong, that sucks, but you know what? I have to do this for me, so that's what I'm doing. Sorry, I kind of went on a tangent there. So positive mentors, find them on YouTube. There's plenty of them. Find stuff that resonates with you. Find positive mentors about addiction, positive mentors about maybe spirituality, if that's what you're into, racing cars, if that's what you're into. Just, you're going to need some new hobbies and routes to follow, so that's a good place to start. Number 15 is to remove all addicts, at least temporarily. So this one's kind of a big one for me, because like I said, in my previous state that I've lived in, I was surrounded by addicts, and as I said earlier, mostly alcoholism. My dad was an alcoholic his whole life. He did drugs in front of me. When I was at a really young age, and that stuff, that stuff sticks with you for sure. That's no excuse to let myself follow that. If anything, you should use that as power. As like, I don't want to be like this, and go the opposite way. That's what I did for a long time. I didn't even have my first beer until I was 21. Didn't smoke weed for the first time until I was, I think, 25 or 26. So if you can, if you're surrounded by addicts as you're younger, use that energy to just be like, boom, I don't want to be like this when I get older, so I'm gonna run the other way with it. So as I said, I was surrounded by people that were addicted, and that would be a trigger for me. Like if I had to go to a family event, I love my family, I have an amazing family, but so many of them are addicted to alcohol, and they would be drinking, and I'm trying to watch what I say here, because I love my family so much. Don't get me wrong. They're amazing people. But just like everybody else, they were shown that alcohol is okay because it's legal. And it just, for me, it breaks my heart to see them stuck in the addiction of alcohol, or any addiction, and they know what I'm going through as well. And with Suboxone, so yeah, it's just another thing. Like, it's another sacrifice you have to make, is to remove those triggers from your life, at least temporarily. When I'm stronger and I don't have the triggers pop up all the time, I look forward to continuing my normal life with my family. But I have to be selfish for now, and I have to make sure that I can get over this hump, so I can be better for them, okay? And maybe they can see my sobriety, and maybe I can inspire them to want to be sober. It just really sucks, guys, when it's your family, you know, that you see struggling. Not all of them, of course, but plenty of them, I should say. And then you couple that with, you know, your childhood friends that you've been friends with for so long, that they're just like your family, and you see them struggling. You know, I have one friend that really close to the guy since 5th grade, and you know, we were tight for a long time, and he really just kind of went off the deep end with drugs, and I could see him progressively getting worse and getting in car accidents and having near misses with death, you know, and just things are always happening to him. And I was still staying friends with him, you know, and I love the guy. I love all my real friends, you know, but when you're in an active addiction like that, it changes things and it changes the person. And I would notice that he started doing things that I would consider shady, and like, you know, talk about getting with your friend, your friend's wife or something like that. Just small things like that, you know. It's like things that person normally wouldn't do. But when you find yourself in deep addiction, you know, you're going to do a lot of things that you would normally not do. And sorry, I'm kind of going off on a rant here, but maybe you can relate to some of this. But my whole group of friends from that state, I don't even talk to anymore. I'm sure one point later on in life, hopefully if they can get better, then I would love to reconnect with them and put that whole thing behind us. All right, so back to the list here. Remove all addicts, at least temporarily. That's a huge one, guys. I know it's going to be tricky to drop people off like that out of your life, especially you love them so much. But just do it for at least a little while until you get your solid foundation, and then you can go back if you choose to. Number 16 is to delete social media. I have no social media, no Facebook, no Instagram, no Snapchat, none of that crap, because that can be very addicting in itself. If you're honest with yourself, I bet you, if you have those platforms, I bet you're spending hours per day on them. I mean, don't kid yourself, guys. If you're posting selfies and pictures all the time, chances are you are addicted to social media. I bet mostly anybody that is active on there is addicted to it. So delete it. You know, especially if you just deleted your drug dealer contacts, you don't want to have any ways to be able to get a hold of them or them be able to get a hold of you. Okay, you want to delete and lay low and just let life chill out and figure yourself out. Okay, don't be looking for social media distractions all the time. Number 17 is a good support system. I'd say find a couple good people that you really love and trust. Tell them about your addiction. You know, it took me a long time to be able to admit to my family that I had a problem. It really did. And I wish I would have told somebody sooner, you know. I felt like the reason I couldn't do that because I just kind of feel like I'm one of the main rocks of my family. That, you know, people come to me with their problems, and I feel like to a certain level I need to act like everything's just perfectly peachy good for me, you know, so I can be a positive, because I just want to spread positivity to everybody, and I want to make people feel better when they're around me, not worse. So I did that at the sacrifice of myself, you know. For so long I just held in my true feelings, and I was always forcing a smile, and you know, it's just inauthentic, and I wish I wouldn't have done that. You know, going back, I wish I would have asked for help. I would have had a little support system going much sooner in my life. Number 18, change your phone number. Okay, if you delete your contacts and you're still getting them get a hold of you, or certain drama people keep getting a hold of you, you know, you block them, they try to get a hold of you a different way, just change your damn phone number, you know. It's not that hard to do, and sometimes I feel like it could be good just to start fresh, start clean slate, get the new number, and be on with your life, if you can do so. Number 19 is to journal or vlog. Okay, I'm kind of doing both. I'm making these videos for you guys try to help you through this addiction. And I'm also journaling for myself. You know, I want to have stuff to be able to look back on and remember, you know, how it was when I was in addiction. And that way you can kind of relive the pain that you've been through and remember what it felt like to be in that position. And it's not a good position to be in. So you want to, maybe if you're having doubts and thinking about using again, you want to have something that you can go back and look and remind yourself, you know, I've come a long way since then and how I felt then. I'm not going to go back to that. So, and then also helping other people out at the same time, especially if you're vlogging in a positive way. Lord knows there's plenty of negative videos of people bawling their eyes out and saying how hard it is, and that's part of the reason that I'm in this addiction so long, is because I've seen stuff like that so much, and it has you so afraid to come off this stupid little drug, and it's just bullshit, guys. Just because it's that way for that one person, just imagine the 100 other people that are just fine and they're out there living their lives. So don't pay too much attention to the negativity of withdrawal videos and stuff like that. Yeah, of course it's gonna suck, but you've been through it before. Let's just move on from this life, guys. And number 20, the last one, is to have positive new friends. You know, currently right now I'm maybe on the lookout for somebody that I can vibe with on a positive level, that I know they're not into drinking alcohol every night or partying or going out to clubs. Like, that's not the life for me. That's not the life for me. So if I meet somebody that I can have a good conversation with, and if it's not just surface bullshit conversation, I would love that. I would totally be open to, you know, meeting new people. But right now I'm still kind of in the protective mode. I'm being very protective of myself, and I'm being very probably overly protective on letting new people in my life right now, just because I'm so careful about not letting any new addicts come in and mess up my progress. So that's it, guys. That's all 20. If you can relate to any one of those, or if you think any one of those helped you out, leave me a line below and let me know, hey, you know, I think this is a good idea. Or if I missed some, you know, let me know some new things I can think of to use in my sobriety. And just at the end of the day, guys, you got to remember that if nothing changes, nothing changes. Okay, so if you're going to do the same thing that you've always done, you're going to get the same damn results. And if you're watching this video, you know by now that that's not okay with you. And living this life that you're living is unacceptable. And you know that there's more to life. So I suggest that you jump on this train with me. Let's kick this damn addiction in the ass where it belongs. Let's move on with our lives, and let's enjoy life as it's supposed to be enjoyed. Let's make progress, real fucking progress here, okay, guys? Let's do this together. I hope this video helped some of you out. Thanks for watching. Leave me a line below. Tell me how you're doing. If you're trying to kick a certain type of addiction, let me know what it is. I'd love to conversate with you guys, okay? I'll make some online YouTube friends. So thanks for watching, guys. More videos coming up soon, so don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.